Let me find that unmute button. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cold Lake, Alberta Rink 2 action here in the Cold Lake Energy Center. Friends, it is the time to get the job done for these two teams between the 3C's Coyotes this morning and the Battle River Knights. It's the semifinal. Game 1 is already off and underway. I am sure of that in rink number 1, Imperial Oil Arena. So that is where we are already finding ourselves 15 minutes away from puck drop this morning and ready to find out who will go on to the gold medal games, the provincial banner this afternoon at 3 p.m. It's been my pleasure all weekend to have you along for the ride here on Rink 2. This is our final broadcast from high atop Rink 2 here at the Cold Lake Energy Center. Patrick Phillips running camera here this morning for us. Logan on the tech again this morning, and we will try and rock home the final game. Hopefully a little bit better of a go than last night. We finished up hurting last night, and I don't think it's gotten much better. A couple of us going down with a couple of bugs this morning and overnight, so we're going to see as long as everything stays the course here as how we're all feeling this morning. We should be able to wrap this up with a nice pretty bow for you. That starts this morning at 9:15 with puck drop here between the 3C's Coyotes and the Battle River Knights. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody tuning in. You hear the music kick in here in the arena. That means we're getting closer and closer by the moment. The ice has already been surfaced. We are almost ready to rock here for the semi-final number 2 between the Knights and the Coyotes. I'll join you in a few moments' time here. We're going to get the last finishing touches put together. It's a single camera broadcast on this side this morning, obviously due to, like I said, a couple of us being beat up with a couple of flu bugs or whatever's going around. So we're going to step aside, run the ads, and we'll get you rocking and rolling here for warm-ups once the ladies hit the ice. I'm Tyson Dolynny. This is Dolynny TV. We'll catch you in a few moments' time. Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for radon care measurement and mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. Alright friends, Tyson Dolynny joining you again here high top rink 2 in Cold Lake. Just want to pass along a couple of housekeeping notes. The gold medal game at 3 p.m. this afternoon on Imperial Oil ice over in rink 1. So make sure that depending on the outcome of this game, you have got that bookmarked for 3 p.m. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to stream it here on Dolynny TV, or if it will have to be over on Cold Lake Ice TV just because of the preloads on the system over there. Obviously, we're running a much more mobile system than the fixed Cold Lake Energy Center broadcast system we have here within the Imperial Oil Place Arena. Just as we get going here as well, we've got the 3C's Coyotes against the Battle River Knights here in this semi-final on rink 2. Underway over in rink number 1. The Lakeland Jaguars are facing the St. Albert Rush. They needed a couple of things to happen for them yesterday to make the semifinals, and they got both of those things to happen. It's currently a 0-0 game between the Rush and Jaguars here this morning. So watching live on Cold Lake Ice TV myself as we get a little bit of a pan of all the signs here, and the young ladies hit the ice for warm-up here. The Battle River Knights out in the whites for this afternoon's game, or this morning's game. I guess it is 9-10. I was telling one of the Lakeland Jaguars players just as I ran into her going down to the tunnel there, pretty much I told her have a good game this afternoon, and then I realized what that actually means. I'm like, hold up, that's probably gonna raise some eyebrows on the Jaguars' end, but that was a funny moment here this morning, running around the rink and not having the wherewithal in this time of the morning to really pause and think to check what time of day it is. It's, as I mentioned, a 0-0 game between the Rush and Jaguars. We'll have live updates here on Dolynny TV as often as I can check back in on that broadcast next door. As we're getting underway here, I want to say a huge shout out to everybody that's tuned in all weekend long. To everybody that has passed along any thank yous that have been repassed along here at the rink. I really appreciate that. Means a ton that we're able to do this for you, and to hear the feedback we've gotten from everybody back home, whether that be in Castor, Consort, and Coronation, or back in Killam and Sedgwick. I really appreciate everybody making sure that they pass that along, because it's really awesome to hear and really makes us feel quite special up here in Rink 2. And of course, I know the Cold Lake Ice TV crew over there on Rink 1 has felt pretty special too, hearing your thanks for this. So that's just on my side. As we get through warm-up here, obviously at the end of this game, one team's tournament will be done. One team will play another game this afternoon, 3 p.m. on Rink 2, or Rink 1, sorry, over in Imperial Place. But just as we start this one, well, I've got everybody tuned in and ready to check it out. 3C's Coyotes hit the ice, and they've brought the horns this morning. Just to pass this along to everybody involved this weekend, and no matter who goes home, who goes on, I just want to say in front of all you this morning that I am really and truly grateful to the host committee for having us out here this year, second year in a row that they've allowed us to come broadcast this tournament for them. And I just want to also say a huge thank you to the host committee, the volunteers, the sponsors, everybody involved in making this weekend what it has been through 2 days as we get set for Championship Sunday here in Cold Lake. Fantastic effort from the entire organizing committee, the entire tournament board, everybody that has stepped up this weekend. And I mean, I almost don't even want to mention names, because I want to make sure that I don't mention names. So as in my words, everybody that had any small part, any big part in this tournament is recognized, because it has been a fantastic top-down effort from everybody involved in this tournament to make it what it is and what it has been through 2 days. And I just want to make sure I'm passing that along and you're hearing that back home, because I have dealt with some incredible people this weekend, and I want to make sure they do not go unrecognized before we finish things off here on Rink 2. Obviously, it's been a heck of a weekend. Like I said, the broadcast crew here in Cold Lake kind of dealing with a couple of issues in where are you looking at me from, John? John's somewhere around here sending me the text message, but oh, he's down in the penalty box. Okay, that's where he is. But no, it's been a tough weekend for everybody involved. I can complain about it as much as I want, plead you with my story, and tell you about how banged up we are here on the broadcast crew. But we got about 2.5 minutes to go in warm-ups, and I just want to quickly acknowledge what all the players have been through. Right, all these young ladies have played 3 games apiece, entering today's action here for game number 4 in this semi-final, both that being Battle River and the 3C's. So they have been through a grinder of a schedule so far this weekend, right? It's 5 games in 3 days, with I think both teams just playing 1 game on Friday, 2 games on Saturday, and 2 games on Sunday. And yeah, there we go, John coming back, making sure I know where he's sitting now. But yeah, no, it's been a long weekend for these ladies involved in this tournament, and they are trying and will put on their best hockey here in the next 2 games. Whoever goes on, obviously playing game 2 at 3 p.m. But it's a weekend, and I mean, any provincials tournament, any hockey tournament in general, is a grinder. It's usually a battle to just make it to the gold medal game, and then it's pretty much anyone's game from there. But this weekend in particular, right, it's the last stop on the schedule for some of these young ladies. It's the last stop on their hockey journey through minor hockey, so it's going to be one of those special moments. Last night, a tough one for obviously Beaver Lodge and GHC. They both had a couple of ways to get on to this Sunday morning, and both of them ended up facing elimination and being eliminated last night. So that's where they found it, and I made sure to recognize that, because it's tough moment to always end. You always want to go out on top, and I think that's the goal here for the last 4 teams remaining, is to go out on top and try and end it on a high note for the players graduating this week. this weekend. I guess it's not even this year. It's this weekend. They're graduating on from their minor hockey programs, whether it be in the Battle River area, whether it be in the 3C's program, the Lakeland Jaguars program, or the St. Albert Rush program. So there's a couple of things coming to an end here on this championship Sunday, and I am honored to bring it home to you as we will end warm-up here, the last shot on the goaltenders, and we will have ourselves the end of warm-up and the beginning of this game here shortly. Roger, good evening, or good morning. Normally I'm used to saying good evening here on Dolynny TV broadcasting the Oilers games, but good morning. Welcome into Cold Lake on Rink 2. The players huddle around and we are just about set to rock and roll. We'll play the Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships logo, and then we will skid over to this one right here. Busted the line around the beat to the front of the net, shovels it home, scores!
Dolynny TV is proud to present, in association with the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV, the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships, live from Cold Lake, Alberta.
What an effort by Faith Donovan to finish that one off around the defender below.
Now live with the call for today's game on Rink 2, Tyson Dolynny, Patrick Phillips, and Brendan Gillis.
And welcome back to Cold Lake. I'm Tyson Dolynny here on the call this morning for you. Patrick Phillips, aforementioned in that intro video, running our camera this morning. Logan, our tech director, yet again this weekend here on Rink 2. He's done a fantastic job all day on Saturday, a big day on Friday night as well. And, well, guess what? We got one more game to go before we all meld together as one big crew over on Rink number 1. But Battle River to the benches here. 3C's at their bench right now, ready to do their cheer. And there we go. That'll mean the fans on the left-hand side of me get a chance to cheer on their team following their chant. In net for the 3C's Coyotes, as she has been all weekend, Parker Slem.
Hockey players, please line up along the blue line.
And we're going to have...
We're going to do O Canada.
So we're going to do O Canada this morning. We haven't done that. We haven't done that yet here on Rink number 2. You know, I do a left foot heel tap, and that just hit kind of different here this morning as we get set for this semi-final. Haven't done O Canada as of yet this tournament here on Rink 2, but Championship Sunday, that's where we find ourselves, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Give me a sec, we've just got a question. So there we go, just another check on the Battle River Knights roster. We had a couple of issues there in our one game. We saw them earlier this weekend. One thing noted from the home crowd for the Battle River Knights They were mentioning back home that Bailey Jose, I was pronouncing it Juice based on seeing that similar last name in the NHL, but it's actually Juice. We're underway here in Cold Lake, and of course they wanted to double check that I had Erica Zimmer written down on my broadcast sheet. The Battle River Knights have got it into the offensive zone. They're working here to find a shot. The shot loading. Battle's in front, and the Coyotes cut it off, and we're off and running with our first shot attempt of the hockey game. Coyotes will bat it out into the neutral zone. Back the other way they come. That one cut off there by a stick of the Knights, and they will come back the other way. Carrying forward is number 15 for the Knights, Samantha Holt. Now turning it over and getting it back going the other way are the 3C's Coyotes. And it'll be played back into the middle of the ice, battling around there off a couple of bodies, and then two players collide for the same team and back into possession in the Knights' end. 19:02 to go, chopped there at center ice. The Knights get it across the blue line. A nice skate there and a perfectly directed stick. The shot loading, blocked in front, but that was Paige Zimmer firing the shot. And the puck ends up going to Parker Slemp, and we will have a stop in the play. So we're off and running already here, a $1:09 to go, or gone, sorry, in this first period on this semifinal Sunday morning action. The face-off right there off the face-off, a shot, and Slemp equal to the task with the save. And this is the first time as well that I've seen the 3C's Coyotes in their home reds. I believe that will indicate they're the home team in this match up here this morning. I believe the points percentage for the tiebreaker is how they determined who was the home team in this one, if I remember looking at the sheets right last night. The Knights trying to get this one in. They'll battle it there. Chop back on the backhand for the Knights, number 17, Brianna Anderson. She gets it down low again into the zone. The Coyotes able to tip it at the blue line and get it out. This one coming to the near side boards now in the Knights' end. Picked up there by Emma Tufton. She'll fire it to the near side boards now up high in the zone. Shot blocked in front on the way to the net, and it'll be picked up by Robertson. Robertson fires the shot wide of the net. Shale Robertson's had quite the turn. Shot, scores from the point all the way through traffic. Trista Greenslade fires it on net, and it finds the back of the net past Abby Chris, and it's a 1-0 lead for the 3C's Coyotes here early on in this morning's action. That was about as quick of a start, and let's get that scoreboard up, my friends, as we will update that one for the Coyotes. A 1-0 start to this hockey game. Good reminder that I didn't have the scoreboard up. That's all right. We'll get started here. We are 2:06 in on the marker from Trista Greenslade. I don't know if we're going to have announcements here in the rink. It looks like the timekeeper's bench is a little short one member, so no, we will. Never mind. Doubting them. I've been doubting them all weekend, and they've been nothing but phenomenal. This one's going to be fired now to the near side blue line in the Coyotes' end of the ice. This one picked up now by the Knights, pushed ahead. Couple of battles there for it, and picked up by Brandon Wionko. She'll come back the other way and carry it down the wing, fire the shot. Abby Chris this time up to the task, makes the save. 1-0, the Coyotes lead, 17:15 to go in this first period of play. And there you go. This time they actually figured out, they started the music hot and then they kind of toned it back a little bit. So that's a good sign here. It just makes it a little bit more simple on the broadcast. We're right directly in front of a speaker here in Rink 2, and it makes it kind of difficult to communicate as a team. We don't have headsets to communicate with because I got to be talking on my headset, and these fine friends of mine would get pretty sick of listening to me after 60 minutes of play, after listening to me all weekend long. At least you folks back home have had a few breaks from me as the weekend develops. Coyotes across the blue line there. They weren't able to get anything generated. The Knights turn it back the other way, and they're going to try and get across the Coyotes blue line, but that one tips off a stick and then picked up by Unger. Shelby Unger will pass it up to Shale Robertson. She can't break free. It tips off her stick onto a Knights stick, fired back into the Coyotes' end. That one picked up behind the net, and there's Kaylee Tucker getting it up to Unger. Unger will go there, and obviously, too, you have to watch Kaylee Tucker. I don't know if you've caught Tucker as a Battle River Knights fan, but just yesterday, has a dangerous couple of chances and a couple of saves there for Slem, and she'll follow the puck on the side of the net. That one developed off the back end boards and all of a sudden chopped there a couple of times, and Slump equaled the task with that right hand glove. So just to finish up my thought on Kaylee Tucker, she had a couple of looks late yesterday, walking across the blue line and firing absolute missiles home on the slap shot after winding up out of the zone and carrying it across the blue line and pounding the puck home. So we'll look to see if that features here in the game for the Coyotes again today. She's got an absolute cannon with accuracy from the blue line for the Coyotes. This one picked up here by the aforementioned Coyotes as they push it along the boards to the far side. The referee's doing a pretty good job today on the boards. We had a couple of problems where the players were shooting them right into their feet earlier yesterday, and I guess right there on cue, the referee just about gets nailed with the puck again. Now the Knights will fire it in off of the stick this time of Torin Johnson. She'll fire it back. It hits her boots again. This one clapped one more time up in the air. A little bit of a battle there. Now knocks out of the zone. Trying to pick it up there is Moore. Claire Moore carrying it ahead into the zone for the Coyotes. She dances to the middle. Cut off there by Emma Tufton, and it goes to the end boards. Now picked up again by Moore. Moore gets it to the point. The shot from Tucker. Loading. Never gets on net. A block in front there from Alyssa Zimmer. Point comes now to Tucker. She'll wind up that shot. Fires it just wide of the net. 14:54 to go here in this first period of play. I told you it was coming at some point. It comes almost immediately after. 14:46 now remains as the Knights will transition from behind their net, trying to get the breakout pass. It flips up on a Knights player, and it'll be flipped back in by the Coyotes, who will head for a line change. And the Knights as well will head off for a line change with their D still in behind the net, trying to work this one out now to the near side blue line as they get it to the point and can't get it out. The Coyotes, though, continuing this one ahead. Cody James trying to keep it in. She can't do it, and it'll be knocked out into the neutral. Coyotes at their own blue line. They'll play it ahead. That pass missed everyone, and now it's at the Knights blue line in Knights possession. Battling off the short boards in front of the bench. The Knights will load up and get to the attack here, carrying across the blue line to the backhand. Unsuccessful was Kaylin Brumwell. This one now to the point. The shot fired and tipped a couple of times on the way to the net. Brumwell gets the shot off the stick of Parker Slump. The cannon from the point there. That time from Adia Derry, just firing the shot. Found a loose puck and got it on net and turned away now to the near side from the far side, and it's back to the point to Dury, who will fire it across the blue line. It's going to be left there just in time for a battle along the boards to not be a successful entry. And here is Tanton trying to push this puck forward for the Knights. Coyotes will get it off the boards, and slapping it out there was Taylor Kern. Back in, the Knights get it. Kern in behind her net on the dump in, will go around behind Slump and start out on the far side dot, batting it off the boards and turned over there to number 11 of the Knights. Do I have a number 11 on my sheet? Or am I just not seeing things correctly? I'm not sure. Shot fired in this time though by Bailey Joes, and it'll be fired shot. Rebound denied there again by the stick of Shale Robertson, that time on the shot from Samantha Holt. This one in the near side boards. Dury still out there battling for this puck. It'll come free to number 11. Yeah, oh sorry, that is all the way at the bottom. I should remember this because Soraya Thompson had a phenomenal game on the game we've seen here for the Battle River Knights on Rink 2 already this tournament. So we're rocking and rolling. 12:30 to go here in this first period of play. And if you're wondering why I was missing Soraya Thompson in terms of my lineup, she is all the way at the bottom. She's an AP this tournament. Shot fired, save made by Slemp, and that will be a cover on the shot from Riley. I believe Riley Zimmel is not wearing number 16 out there for the Battle River Knights. I don't think she was here earlier, so if somebody back home could let me know if Riley Zimmel is indeed in the lineup. It looks like number 16. We know I've already seen the number 15, so we should be covered there, and we know Bailey Jules as well. So this one comes off the face-off for the Coyotes to the far side boards. They're able to get it out of the zone. Poked off their stick. Cody James pushes it ahead to Lundy, but it hops over her stick all the way length of the ice into the Battle River Knights zone. 12 minutes remain here in the first period of play as that's Claire Moore battling along the boards. Coming free in the neutral zone, back onto the stick of Torin Johnson. This one flipped back in, hits a player on the way into the zone, and it'll be picked up there by the Knights in behind their own net. Shot played to the middle as James just couldn't find it in her feet, and now it goes off to the far side boards. The Coyotes will pick it up, play it ahead. Moore will again push it into the Knights zone. This one, Lundy just fools her one more time there, and it comes back into the neutral all the way now for Trista Greenslade to bang it off the boards and get it high into the neutral zone on the other side of center ice. That one, though, batted all the way, length of the ice there by the Knights, and it will be an icing call with 11:16 to go here in this first period. The girls have come to play so far, and there we go. Brian and Leanne Zimmer able to come in here and give me the information we're requesting. Yes, Riley Zimmel is here this morning for this semifinal. I'm not sure if she was here yesterday. Didn't catch any of the Knights games yesterday, unfortunately, so missing out on that a little bit if there was a lineup change between Friday and Saturday, as this one's played up along the boards over to the zone by the Knights. We're engaged in a 1-0 lead for the 3C's Coyotes here early on Sunday morning. This one back for the Knights. They'll fire it off the side of the net, and it actually almost kind of works out for the Knights as it fools everybody on the ice for a brief moment, and it'll come around to the near side to Tanton on the play. That one was one of those kind of off bounces you don't want to see happen, but again, goes by the wayside for both teams, and it ends up an icing call for the Battle River Knights. They'll have the face off to the left of goaltender Abby Chris in their own zone. If you're just joining along for the broadcast this morning, I'm Tyson Olney. Good morning. Welcome to Rink 2 here in Cold Lake. The Coyotes lead 1-0, and this is semifinal number 2. I'll have an update for you on the game next door in a matter of moments when we get a decent-sized break in the action. Logan's been running the replays, everything that you've seen here visual-wise, except the camera work on the visuals has been Logan this morning. The graphics, everything. He has done a fantastic job all weekend long. Another icing call for the Knights there, and I just want to give a shout-out to my man Patrick for running the camera this morning. Coming in, stepping in from Edmonton, Alberta this weekend to come out and broadcast this one for you. And I really appreciate him stepping up and getting the camera done for us this weekend, as we had a crew member go down sick, and then we have a crew member next door just battling through, trying to get through this Sunday action, as he is our lead on this broadcast throughout the weekend. This one to the near side off of a little bit of a scramble off the face-off, and now punched out by the Knights and carrying back the other way and across the blue line. They are offside just by a stride, and we will have a whistle with 9:50 to go here in the first period of play. So we've had back-to-back icing calls followed by an offside. The game's slowing down here midway through this first period of play, as both teams, right, yes, the Coyotes got the shot that made it 1-0. But it's been so far so good for both teams here. And now back the other way, Claire Moore will carry across the line. She'll load up the shot, pass it to the middle. That one hopped off a stick as Abby Chris was waiting for it to potentially flutter into her crease. This one, though, now back out of the zone for the Knights. On the retrieval to get it across, fire the shot towards Slemp. It'll go all the way off the end boards, right onto the pad of Slemp. And then both players going into the corner hard. Now back in front of the crease. That one hops over the stick of Paige Zimmer. And the Coyotes are going to try and clear unsuccessfully. And this will be battled again as Zimmer picks up the puck. She skirts it to the middle, but it hops her stick too much and then goes off of her stick onto the pads of Slemp. And that will be picked up for a whistle. So there it is. So Brian and Leanne Zimmel, Riley Zimmel has joined the Knights here this weekend for this semi-final push. And the Knights find themselves down 1-0 in the beginning. As the Coyotes will start back the other way, Cody James will start across. She'll spin off the puck, and the Knights are able to retrieve. And you kind of hear how this is going as the Knights bench. That's, I think, the first time I've really heard them yell it out. And I guess, actually, to make an observation, both goaltenders in this matchup right-hand catching, as Abby Chris goes to the backhand, snags that out there and makes the save. You don't see often Goaltender is going out with the backhand, but that was a beauty little snag there from Abby Chris, and she will get the whistle to her left for the face-off down. And this is the best part about this tournament. They get to the action right as soon as they possibly can off the whistles. No real running around, as this one is going to be picked back by Tanton the other way. She cuts around the defender, Trista Greenslade. Can't get past the secondary layer from Torin Johnson. This one will now be to the near side boards. Battling there is still Tanton as it gets to the front of the net. Hops the stick of Brumwell just barely. That one was a dangerous opportunity, solo opportunity for Brumwell in front. Just barely hopped her stick. This one now for Cody James, who will pick up and drive through the neutral zone. She's looking for support. Tanton's got her, and so did another Knights player in front of her, as Trista Greenslade will fire this off the stick and skates of Tanton, who was finally able to clear it out into the middle of the ice. Picked up now and loading up is Torin Johnson. Johnson across the blue line will fire the shot, save, glove. Nope. I thought that went right into the glove of Avery Chris. It actually went right under. And now a turnover in front. And a shot fired ends up going into the near side corner from Brandon Wianco. The shot from Wianco again gets down off of a couple of sticks and fired out this time by number 4, Adia Dury, there for the Knights. Back in the Coyotes' end. They're going to pick this puck up and get it cutting around the zone. Shale Robertson and Kaylee Tucker can't find a pass, but Robertson, after it finally found her stick, was able to get it back. And the Knights, though, on the turnover, fire it back into the far side corner around the boards. This one to the near side now, as both teams just trying to find some open space in the zone here. One team to clear, one team to get to the attack. And that's Shale Robertson trying to bust free, and now Kaylee Tucker, will be able to punch it out of the zone and get it back into the neutral, as the Knights have to reload the attack here early on Sunday morning. 6:52 to go here in this first period of play. We're flying along. The pace has been excellent to begin this game, and both teams know exactly what's on the line. We were talking about tiebreaker scenarios yesterday, but that's where we find ourselves, and this one carried ahead for the Coyotes. Soraya Thompson gets it into the zone. Shot fired from the point, blocked in front on the shot from Sydney Bully. This one now back into the Knights zone on the clear for Bailey Jose, as she will get it to Bully and now play it ahead and to the open Paige Zimmer. Zimmer off the bench onto the attack. And that'll be a couple quick sticks there for the Coyotes that'll deny the opportunity, and then Zimmer just misfires a pass, and that'll send back chasing into the zone Bailey Jose. Jose will fire it across to the far side. Tanton comes up, and Kaylee Tucker will fire it down, as that was not a high stick. The referee waved it off, and we'll play on here, as this will be to the near side boards. Zimmer firing it all around the net and carrying it forward into the far side corner now. Shale Robertson's got her tied up. Trying not to take a penalty there on a board battle, as Robertson will try and free it up. She's got the puck. Nobody knows where it is in that three-player pile-up, but that will allow Shale Robertson to start away. Robertson across the blue line. In support is Brandon Wianco. The shot to the glove hand side of Abby Chris. She'll swallow up and make the save. 15:25 to go here in this first period of play. And you see the shot there, as we are off and running here early on this Sunday morning. I'd like to welcome you into Cold Lake. I'm Tyson Dolynny. If you're unfamiliar, as I believe we've only seen the Battle River Knights one time here on Rink 2 so far, but I really appreciate you being along for the ride here this weekend. I'd love to have you join us for the gold medal game, whether your team wins or loses. I'd love to have you aboard for the gold medal game at 3 p.m. over on Rink 1 action. I'm still trying to negotiate the rights here for Dolynny TV. I've got it scheduled, so I think that counts for something. As Lundy carries across the line for the Coyotes, she gets in on the attack. Knocked down there, but the puck comes free to the near side boards, and Cody James is able to keep it alive. Lundy and James out there with Shelby Ungerilla as well, as this one comes back to the blue line, and that is going to be played back off the stick of Trista Greenslade, and the Knights will be able to work it out. Nice recovery there. Coming through the middle of the ice was Cody James to disrupt the Knights' entry into the offensive zone. This one tipped on net. The rebound saved by Slemp. The post comes off, and the Knights come that close, and I don't know if we caught that stick slap, but that's exactly the frustration level right there. That was a good chance for the Battle River Knights, as they come that close to tying up this game. Parker Slemp kicks out the pad and denies the opportunity. The face-off now for Riley Zemel. And that's kind of, I was actually having a little bit of a laugh there early on in the tournament as Slemp will glove it down again. But there's 3 Zimmer sisters on this team, and then there's a Zemel as well. So that one was a little point of confusion there for a second when I was looking at the name, and I started out the first, 6 letters the same way. But this one comes back the other way for Claire Moore. She busts across the blue line and gets it down deep into the zone. Now tied up there by Wionko, and the Coyotes doing their best to keep it on side. They were unable to, but clear the zone and get back to the attack. And that's a hard collision there along the boards. 2 players running into the exact same position as it frees up for Shael Robertson. She gets it into the zone, but that's about as far as it goes, and the Knights will come back the other way. And carrying forward is that's Riley Zemel carrying forward for the Knights. Soraya Thompson on the ice as well, just right in behind her. This one's put forward in down deep, and now loading the shot. Zimmel scores! First game of the tournament on the board. 1-1 for the Knights and Coyotes. Just like that, Riley Zemel finds the back of the net. And we've got the replay right here for you as it comes from the near side, right in the middle, and Zemel fires that one home, no hesitation, to make it a 1-1 score here on Sunday morning. So there you go. That's the old heroics you'd expect from a player coming to join you on a Sunday morning. And that's a huge goal for the Battle River Knights. And now suddenly we've got ourselves a tied hockey game going into the last 3:30 of this first period. Coyotes struck first. Knights have just scored second. And it's 1 apiece. As this one will be played ahead by Torrin Johnson. And you can kind of see as Riley Zemel picks up the goal from Samantha Holt and Kaylin Bromwell. So that's what you need to know. The first goal of the game for the Knights, and obviously the Coyotes as well, with a goal from Trista Greenslade. This one punched out of the zone there and chopped down into the near side corner by the Battle River Knights. The Coyotes, though, on a quick retrieval, will get it going back the other way. Turnover there, though, and back to the attack is, I believe, that is Brumwell. Yes, that's the number 10 out there. It's fired off of the stick of Parker Slemp, fired back in on the last second keep in by Emma Tufton, and it comes to the near side boards. Cody James hesitantly getting over there, just making sure that puck doesn't get past her, trying to make the exit pass. This one now, Torrin Johnson will fire to the point, backhanded back in, and Tanton will keep it there as she gets it for a second to stay in the zone before the Coyotes. Cody James is able to play it in the neutral and get it down the ice as it battles off a couple of sticks, and James this time will fire it into the zone. To the far side now, Jose in there playing it up off the boards over top of the referee. That was a kind play to get it up over top of him instead of hitting him with the puck this time. And like I said, we had a couple of moments there in 2 games yesterday where the referees, just no matter what they did, and it's no fault of the players, no fault of the referees, there's sometimes just not enough ice out there to make room for everybody, and referees and linesmen were drilled with the puck 2 or 3 times in back-to-back games. Skating a nice backhand, forehand play as this is going to be a shot fired, blocked in front by Kaylee Tucker. Then the rebound opportunity off the corner shot as Parker Slemp kicks it over to the side, and now clearing ahead is Claire Moore alongside Shelby Unger as this one comes down deep into the Knights zone. Unger will pick up the puck there from Moore on the nice effort to get it in. Back to the point. Kaylee Tucker will look to drive to the backhand, flip it along the boards, unsuccessfully down the length of the ice. This is going to have the draw weight to not be an icing call. The linesman knew it almost immediately entering the zone. This one fired back up the boards. Cody James, a nice little shovel pass over to Lundy. Lundy's knocked off the puck, and here's Zimmel again, fires the shot up off the crossbar. Had eluded the glove of Slemp, but hits the top of the net and goes in behind the net as we've got less than a minute to play here in this first period of hockey. This one to the middle. Played out there, and that will be playing it ahead. Presley Robertson gets it down low. She'll see it go just past her at the blue line. Her and James collide as that'll free up the puck for Zemel. To the near side, Holt fires it out in the middle. Picked up there by Kaylee Tucker as Shale Robertson out there joins the attack. as they've got it going here and back over there. The shot loading off the blocker of Parker Slempa. Big save there. And backhanded now by the Knights to the blue line, as I'm honestly feeling the nerves creeping up in here into the broadcast a little bit. This has been a good hockey game through the first 1951, and we've got exactly 9 seconds to go here in this first period. I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning into the broadcast. I've been watching the numbers this morning, but we have now seen 115 of you tuning in live here on Dolynny TV this morning. I really appreciate that, as the puck is going to be tied up here in the neutral zone. Back and forth it goes a few times before it's fired in right to the side of the net, but the buzzer expires, and I believe both teams, knowing that there legitimately is not enough time on the clock even to drop the puck, they will head to the benches and go down the tunnel for a break in the dressing room for this first period intermission. Friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny. You have just watched the Coyotes and Knights battle to a 1-1 score after 1 period of play. I appreciate you being along. It's been absolutely phenomenal here on this weekend's action. And you know what, a phenomenal game to start our Sunday morning. Just want to say again a shout out to everybody back home listening. Really appreciate you being along for the ride. The 3C's Coyotes, I've seen you a few more times this weekend it feels like, but to the Battle River Knights and the 3C's Castor Consort Coronation. Everybody back home watching today, and the regular Dolynny TV subscribers here in the chat as well. Really appreciate you being along for the ride. I'm going to step aside here for a brief moment. I'm going to leave you though as we just get this intermission underway. I want to once again mention our presenting sponsor this weekend for Dolynny TV's coverage of Rink 2, Radon Care. Of course, if you haven't had a chance yet to check out radoncare.ca, I encourage you to do as such. Radon exposure, friends, this is something I can't stress enough. It is the largest risk to your indoor air quality that you are not yet aware of. So if you haven't had a chance, please go check out radoncare.ca, get educated, get a test kit. And then if you do need mitigation for your home, contact Andrew and the team at Radon Care on the numbers on the website and get a hold of them for that. I will leave you on the ad, and I will head off here for a matter of moments before we get back underway in the... Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. Alright friends, it's Tyson Dolynny high atop rink number 2 here in Cold Lake. Once again joining you for the intermission. Right now, what do you need to know? It's Trista Greenslade scoring the opening goal of this hockey game for the 3C's. Coyotes, Castor, Coronation, and Consort getting off to the early 1-0 lead. A point shot that literally one of those that found the back of the net. Good placed shot that just went through the traffic and ends up in a big goal for the Coyotes. That is how they find themselves tied with the Battle River Knights after one period of play. For the Knights, though, it took a great effort on a fire and shot there kind of deal right in front from Riley Zemel. One of those where the puck found her in front and she made no mistake about it, putting it home and tying this hockey game. And for Zemel, as far as the notes tell me, we are seeing Zemel's first game of this tournament. She's on the board scoring the first goal of the game, and that ought to feel pretty good to come in on a Sunday morning and get right into it. So that's a pretty big goal for the Battle River Knights. Obviously, they were down 1-0 prior, and they ended up tying it going into this first period intermission. 9:05 remains about in this intermission. The Zamboni, if you can see on your screen, obviously we've got to play our great sponsor ads here this weekend. You can't do it without the sponsors, but if you're able to see the live feed right now, the Zamboni just doing its laps right now as we get set for this second period. I want to, again, just as I've got you here, as I don't think I've had this large of an audience at any point this weekend, I just want to take a second again as I'm in front of all you back home to really give that big shout out to the tournament organizers, the volunteers for this tournament, and of course the sponsors who have made all of this possible this weekend. It's a lot of behind the scenes, unseen hours that go into this. I know over the past 2 weeks leading up, I've been bugging a lot of people for a lot of things, and you know what? Every time I send that message, they have to take time, whether it be when they're at work, whether it be while they're driving somewhere and they stop at the gas station and have to send me a text back or whatever, or they have to look for an email to send me a logo. It all takes time out of people's days that realistically, right, we're all busy, we all got a ton going on, and you have to sacrifice the time, the precious time you get to make something like this happen. And for everybody involved to make that happen, and of course allow me to be here again this weekend, I am forever grateful. I was really grateful after last year, and to get to run it back and do what we've done this weekend, it is been a fun time and a special time yet again here in Cold Lake. And again, the word grateful I don't even think does the justice to what I'm trying to say, but you understand where I'm going with it. And we find ourselves with just about 7 minutes to go here before the second period of play gets underway. But again, to everybody watching back home in Consort, Castor, and Coronation this morning, welcome in, and I appreciate you being along for the ride. I'm looking forward to seeing how your team finishes up, and that same goes to you in Killam, Sedgwick, and area. I know the area pretty well from my junior B days, going back with the Cold Lake Ice down there for a couple trips to Killam against the Killam Wheat Kings in the late 2010s. But to everybody watching the 5 towns named that comprise up these two teams, plus the areas that I am sure some of these young ladies come from around those towns, hey, you know what, like I said, same goes for Battle River. I'm looking to see how your team finishes up. It's been phenomenal. Both teams all weekend have been impressive. There's a reason they are here in this 1-2 game in Pool B, and we look forward to seeing what we will get out of both teams here down the stretch in the last 40 minutes of play. I'm once again going to step aside, get some water into me, go get a donut into me, and we will finish off this hockey game here in a matter of moments. Friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny. Thanks for being along for the ride. I'll leave you on the sponsors for the time being, and we'll rock and roll. All right, friends, this is your 2-minute warning. Get back to your seats, get back to your TVs, wherever you are in the house, wherever you are at the hotel, wherever the heck you are. Get back to the screen because we are about to get ready for this second period of play, a 1-1 hockey game between the 3C's Coyotes and the Battle River Knights. And let me tell you, great work on the tunes here in the intermission. I am ready to rock and roll for this second period, I believe. If I am this amped up, I can't imagine how amped up the young ladies in both dressing rooms are to get this second period underway. That first period was an absolute treat here on a Sunday morning in Cold Lake, and we are looking forward to seeing more of the same here in this second. It's been a good weekend so far, and we're looking forward to finishing it off here on Rink 2, this being our final game in this barn for, of course, the weekend. We will get over to Imperial Place, 3 p.m. this afternoon, for the call of the gold medal game between whoever finishes up here, the victor, and whoever takes the win next door. Cold Lake up, I believe, 3-1 or 4-1 next door. I'd have to get an official double check of the score. I believe my phone was a little glitched out here earlier when I was checking that score a moment ago. Just to get you that score once again, it is a 3-1 lead for the Lakeland Jaguars here in this one. There's the cut to the scoreboard. 10 minutes remain, a 3-1 score in that second period. So they are well ahead of us already. 10 minutes remaining in that second period. Obviously, that would mean they're probably more close to that 9.5 mark. We're 19 seconds away from getting this second period started. You hear the cowbell going here in this arena here as they'll pump up the tunes a few decibels more. And let's get ripping. The 3C's Coyotes are on the bench waiting to get this second period underway. Time expires, the horn goes for the second period. Both teams in dig deep territory. That first period was an absolute treat. It was a great battle, and we'll see which team comes out on top in this second period, or are we going to let all the drama finish out in the third, or potentially, this is the best part, I have yet to see overtime in this tournament in 2 years' time, but is it potentially going to be a situation where we find ourselves headed off to the extra frames? That is asking a lot, and that is getting way too far ahead of ourselves. However, we've got 20 minutes to play in this second period, and maybe it's just an observation more or less on how great of the first period that was. You know, as soon as the 3C's Coyotes scored, I kind of had that feeling, yeah, Battle River's going to have a response, and it's going to be tight the whole way home. But when does that response come? And it came from Riley Zimmel getting her first goal of the tournament. It was a goal from Trista Greenslade for the 3C's Coyotes. That's how we find ourselves at puck drop here to begin the second period, as it'll be played ahead there by the Knights. A heavy collision by a couple of players there along right in front of the timekeepers, and now it's punched in for the Knights. A shot fired towards Slem. She'll fire it off the pads and into the corner. This one back to the blue line and now picked up by Claire Moore. She'll get going down the length of the ice. Skating back is Adia Dury as she gets to the puck first and will rim it around to the far side boards. Cut off by Brennan Milanko. It's a good chance to clear for the Knights as they came up with that. The Knights. We've switched sides, Tyson. Did you bother to pay attention to that during the intermission? No, I didn't. But hey, how about Cody James, is that Kaylee Tucker playing this puck? No, it's actually Trista Greenslade playing that puck, directing another puck that just finds its way on net. That's how she scored earlier in this game, a seeing eye shot through a whole bunch of traffic. And she directs that one this time with a little less traffic in front onto the goaltender, Abby Chris, and she'll make the save and a face-off to her left. As this one will be a momentary pause as we await. Stepping in there, Sydney Bully on the far side boards on the face-off dot as that's played out by Tanton, and now skating into it, looking for that puck. Do we have another number out there that I didn't recognize? I think I see a number 3 as well. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, I was talking about this earlier. Erica Zimmer. We don't have a mystery player anymore. I've got that sorted out. She's at the top of my program here after we hand wrote that one in on the Friday evening. 18:46 to go. My apologies on that one. As we will see this one picked up now by Zimmer. She'll battle that puck there near the boards in the Coyotes zone on that corner that I didn't have a very good vantage point of earlier in the weekend. I've switched sides of the broadcast table and I've got a clear shot straight through to right below ice level right there. 18:26 to go as that puck goes right into that spot again, but don't worry, I've got what you need to know. The Coyotes fire it out of there this time, and they'll pick it up on the fire back in as Shale Robertson will carry on out. She's skating through the neutral into Knights territory, and the Knights very quickly to knock it off her stick and get it back going the other way. Soraya Thompson, good job to evade the stick there as she cuts through and looks for support. She'll skate back to the forehand, cut off this time by Cody James, and she'll play it ahead, but not looking for that pass with Shelby Unger, so it'll come somehow flying out to play off a stick up over top of the bench, and actually there's higher glass, so it ended up landing in the bench. The equipment manager or somebody back down there on the bench for the Battle River Knights was able to hand it back, and we continue play here in this second period of hockey as both teams still engaged in 1-1 tie. I was double checking to make sure I got the scoreboard up. Don't worry, Tyson, you're doing a fine job. Give yourself a little bit of credit somewhere along the way this weekend, I guess, is what I should try and tell myself as it's picked up by Riley Zimmel. She'll get carrying ahead, and both players battling for that puck. Trista Greenslade and Zimmel go down, and it's back the other way. Carried ahead by Torrin Johnson. Johnson in on the attack. She'll fire the shot, just glances wide of the far post. Now the shot fired back in this time by Brandon Wionko as it comes around, and both teams just kind of playing pitch and catch. Opposing teams playing pitch and catch along the end boards to the far side boards, and now played ahead into the middle of the ice by Shale Robertson. She's breaking free. Shot save made by Abby Chris, and that was as textbook as it gets. Swallowing it up, bodying it up, getting in front of all of that puck and knocking it down and stopping that one there. 1-1 the score here, second period of play, 16:59 to go between the Coyotes and Knights here in this semifinal on Dolynny TV. My pleasure to have you aboard. Puck goes to the far side. The shot from Trista Greenslade blocked in front by Paige Zimmer, and she'll push it out into the neutral zone off that block, where Torrin Johnson will have to play it to the near side boards. This one battled there in front of the Knights bench. They continue to battle as Claire Moore is involved, and she's able to poke it free and get going ahead. He's going to bat it off the boards and get now into the near side corner in the Knights zone. This one goes around and picked up now by Emma Tufton. She will work it up ahead and bat it off the boards by Brianna Anderson. Now worked in behind the Knights net, where it'll be picked up by Sydney Bully. She'll backhand it again to Tufton. Tufton will go from the far side in behind the dot, now out into the neutral off a stick. And it looks like one of the Knights players just turfed her stick right into the center ice after it came free. And this one will now be back in the Knights' possession in the defensive zone. So there's a loose stick now picked up by a linesman as he's looking to try and get the penalty box open to get the stick off the ice. Is paying attention to the behind-the-scenes stuff is always fun during these tournaments as well. See how the referees and linesmen operate. Brandon Wionko, the shot, the save, loose in the crease, but Abby Chris has got it. And we will have a big stoppage right there with 15:41 to go in this second period of play. And I believe we got that replay in there, as I just wanted to see if we can cue that up. Look at this one here, and we'll cue that right there. As Brandon Wionko gets a pass, fires the shot, Abby Chris makes the save. Like I said, these two teams, I haven't used this term yet on the broadcast, I don't think, but going toe-to-toe here in this semifinal. I believe probably one of the best games we'll see all weekend here, aside from the gold medal game, of course. That is always the best treat of the weekend, but this one's worked back down for the Knights. Now back to the blue line as they escape their own zone, and they'll get back the other way. Both teams, the best part is they've gotten great chances, but both teams realistically not giving up that much on net. And so far it's been a great stalemate battle, a 1-1 tie. As like I said, I knew the Coyotes scored first, and I knew the Knights were going to respond. Now it's just kind of feeling it out to figure out who's going to give it up the next goal. But I think both goaltenders will be a point of pride the whole way home to make sure they're in front of absolutely everything. Carried ahead by the Knights. Play to the middle for Riley Zamel. She can't fire through, and this one's now checked off to the far side boards. And picking it up there with a head of steam is Emma Tufton. She skated into that puck aggressively, and that's because she knew what she had in front of her. A pass to Riley Zamel from Thompson. Save made by Slim. And that is about as gorgeous of a little bit of a miscued play as you're going to get. Tufton fires the length of the ice pass, blue line from her own zone to the far side blue line, just outside of the Coyotes' end. Thompson skated into it, and Zamel was busting down the middle, able to get the shot off. Slump, though, equal to the save. And Trista Greenslade will pick this one up along the boards and fire it to the near side now. 14-18 to go here in this second period of play. Like I said, this game's been a treat, and here's Thompson. How about that? Finding a passing lane, but it's cut off last second by Torrin Johnson and fired back to the boards, where Shelby Unger takes a whack at it. A couple of Knights players with that puck there as Riley Zamel fires it across, now backhanded. Ooh, just dangerously there by Torrin Johnson, but she gets it in behind and is able to get it up to Cody James, who missed the puck but was able to see it get lost in the skates of a Knights player. And that worked out for both teams as it clears out to the neutral zone, and the Coyotes avoided disaster, and then the Knights able to regroup the puck after it cleared, but the Coyotes get it after the Knights tried to enter the zone. Shot down to Abby Chris, and we will have a power play upcoming. A body contact minor here to number 5, Paige Zimmer. So a power play in the middle part of this middle frame, and we'll see what comes of that as the 3C's Coyotes will get their attempt on the power play to make a difference in this one. Like I said, this game's been pretty even so far. Now we're going to see them play a little uneven here on the ice for the next 2 minutes or less. This one played to the far side off the face-off. The Knights clear back to the blue line. Doesn't escape the zone, however, and it gets back into possession here as working through into the middle of the ice. I believe that was Lundy, but it's cleared out by the Knights. And just like that, 15 to 20 seconds have bled off the clock here on this power play for the 3C's Coyotes. As Kaylee Tucker will load through the neutral zone. You know what she's looking to do as soon as she crosses the blue line? No, she's going to wait off and look for a passing attempt instead. Back to Torrin Johnson. She'll fire the shot this time, and it'll be blocked in front by Bailey Jules. This one's going to be fired over to Kaylee Tucker, again in the neutral zone on the clear, and she'll backhand over to Lundy. Lundy will pick up through the middle, or I believe that is Lundy. I just can't read the arm numbers, but again another clear, however, for the Knights, and it looks like the power play unit will change up here for the 3C's Coyotes as Bianco and James hop the boards and get onto the ice. Torrin Johnson gets over the shot, and that, wow, she developed that one quick and got it right on to Chris. She's equal to the task, and then Chris tested again. Shale Robertson, a short side opportunity from in behind the net, couldn't get the shot through. That one a nasty hop off the boards, but it's exactly what Cody James needed to keep that in. And Shale Robertson now with the puck on the pass, and she'll fire the shot, saved by Chris, and that right-handed glove has been of use to both goaltenders so far this game. Like I said, it's rare you see a right-handed catching goalie, and somehow, some way, we've got two in the same game in this semifinal in what is a very important matchup for both teams looking to punch their ticket to the 3 p.m. gold medal game here in Cold Lake for this year's Provincials. This one worked in behind. Lundy will fire the shot. It goes wide of the net. As James still on the power play for the next 14 seconds will load up and look to make a play out of the far side corner. She'll skate it in behind the net, back to the blue line, and now picking it up there is Torrin Johnson over to the far side, Kaylee Tucker. She'll try and look for some room, fired up off the boards, out of the box now, Paige Zimmer. Brennan Wianco will skate around off the boards, picked off there by Zamel. She'll get it to the middle, and now working back the other way is Tanton. She'll chop the shot to Slump. Slump, as she has done all game, just kind of using that stick out there as well to disrupt the play and get it into the near side corner. It came back in front for a brief moment as it's battled there by James against Tanton in behind the Coyotes net. 11 minutes remain here in this second period of play. The shot fired off with somebody in front. This one will come now to the near side for Brianna Anderson. She'll backhand, poked away by Slim. And it comes now again to the high point on the far side. A bit of a battle there as everybody was involved almost trying to make that play happen. And again, another butterfly and a stick save for Parker Slim. Worked out by Torrin Johnson as she'll get back going the other way. Makes a player miss, and now Johnson fires the shot. Save made. Uncomfortable as it might have been from Abby Chris as that puck took a nasty hop on the save, but the Knights able to clear it out. And I am sure they will gladly take an icing call on that one instead of it going in the back of the net. That was a good shot right there for the Coyotes, but equal to the task again, Abby Chris. And the Coyotes have gotten some chances here in this game to make it 2-1, as have the Knights, and both teams still tied one apiece. The shot that time from Trista Greenslade finds a leg in front and goes wide. Battling along the boards, kept in. Oh, that was kept in. Every time I've said kept in on this Rink 2 action, I've been wrong, so I hesitated there, but the referee threw up the arms, called it all good. So now back the other way, Riley Zamel. She'll carry in for the Knights to the backhand off the side of the net. You heard, or I at least heard, a little bit of pipe, but that was that time off the side of the net, bottom of the net on the back. And this one will go around behind the goaltender Abby Chris on the dump in by the Coyotes. Picking it up there are the Knights as they'll deflect it off a couple of skates, and then blowing a tire is Trista Greenslade. It develops into a little bit of a rush here as Riley Zamel gets it over to Sarai Thompson. The shot, and Parker slumped the denial. 9:28 to go here in this second period of play. And we're going to have to cue that one up again here on the next whistle. As I literally heard, I mean, Logan has been aggressive with doing his job perfect this weekend, but that was an aggressive replay out on our system. And I am wanting to replay that one as soon as possible because that was a beautiful shot. We'll get our chance now on that call. And here's the pass to Sarai Thompson, who fires the shot and just kicking it out just like that. No problemo was Parker Slim. Like I said, neither team given an inch, and what did I use earlier? Toe-to-toe. That's exactly what it looks like we'll be down the stretch here. We're into the back half of this hockey game already, just like that. Yeah, you're telling me. I'm loving where the numbers are sitting, but just like that, we're already halfway done. As this one's a tripping call there to Kaylee Tucker. Playing on is Paige Zimmer, but she can't handle the puck off the boards, and it goes all the way down for a touched-up puck. And now, after the 3C's Coyotes got a power play chance, heading over the boards, it's going to be the Battle River Knights' turn on the 5-on-4. 8:53 to go in this second period of play. 2 minutes of power play time now on the board. Again, another moment in the game where things could change, but as we've seen, so far the Coyotes unsuccessful on their power play, so we'll see if that turns into anything here, and they're just trying to correct the clock here. 2 minutes on the penalty to the home side, and we'll see what comes of this opportunity for the Knights. Back to the blue line off the face-off win. They'll get it to the near side here as it's at the point, fired up off a skate, and Brumwell will play the puck down low. Tanton, as this one will go back in front to Tanton, scores! Look at that. Sorry, I'm not sure if that's Tanton or Riley Zamel, but that was a beautiful move in front. Great pass. And the Knights take the 2-1 lead. They didn't waste much time on that power play, as it is indeed Cabri Tanton scoring the tie-breaking goal. A 2-1 lead now for the Knights. So it was the Coyotes who struck first. The Knights answered back, and then they got the next marker to make it 2-1 in this one. And look at that, I'm actually figuring this whole thing out when I say the score. We're back to action, the face-off down at center ice. And the Knights have taken a 2-1 lead just 15 seconds into that power play. A big marker there for the Knights, and obviously the Coyotes now, the team in need of a response, as I said earlier in that intermission. And how about this? Shale Robertson right to the puck. She's been dangerous all tournament long, and she'll look to drive to the backhand. Tip in front, scores! The response just moments later here in Cold Lake, as that one finds the back of the net on the tip in front. And it is 2-2 just like that. Both teams not given an inch. Wow. All right, that's how we're going to play this one. Don't mind me. If we get a chance, I'd love to see what we can get going to the late half of this hockey game in that third period. This second period, just as much of a treat so far as that first was. You kind of get that feel and hope process early. You kind of get that first goal, second goal, now the 2-2 goal, or obviously the 2-1 and 2-2 goal. And both teams so far averaging a goal per period, quite literally. And the Coyotes will cut this off. Brandon Rilanko right to the attack. She's going to call on the referees to make that tripping call as she pushed through a stick and drew the penalty. And now the 3C's Coyotes, right? Coyotes struck first. Knights scored the next two. Coyotes struck, it's 2-2. And you're kind of following this pattern here that's developing in this hockey game. We'll see what the Coyotes can do and if they can make as quick a work of their second power play opportunity as the Knights did on their last one just 15 seconds in. Shale Robertson will tie up the face-off, still tied up, literally battling there, and anyone's looking for that puck. It's fired out into the middle of the ice, and that one will escape the zone. A beautiful clear there for the Knights as they get it down the length of the ice. The Coyotes, Torrin Johnson, right on the puck, right away. And I don't even know if I'm going to have gas left for the gold medal game. I should be easing up here a little bit, but how about this? Let's just enjoy the heck out of this. Make it the best of what it has been this weekend as Cody James carries across the blue line for the Coyotes. The shot, save made by Abby Chris on the, I think that actually hit paddle, and she will see that one cleared to the blue line. Played back down low by the Coyotes. Lundy in there battling for that puck. James will see this one go back to Lundy. And a battle in front doesn't free up that puck yet because it was still in behind. Torrin Johnson misses it out at the blue line, and here come the Knights the other way. Paige Zimmer looking to drive to the forehand and couldn't get it past Kaylee Tucker, and they are engaged in a heck of a battle. Both players, literally, that's going to be the phrase for the entire game, not giving an inch of ice away to each other. And that was a good battle all the way back into the zone, and it finds that after being all the way out to the blue line, back onto the tape of Parker Slepp. The Coyotes able to transition a turnover there to Tanton, and we'll have the second goal here as I'm not sure who scored that one.
Number 36.
As it was the second goal did go to Bree Tanton. All right. And the 3C's goal, sorry, that's what I was looking for. The shot fired by the Coyotes. All right, so Shale Robertson gets the goal, and Torrin Johnson gets the assist, and now back the other way. The Battle River Knights get into the attack here. The power play pretty much done for the, sorry, what? Yeah, for the for the 3C's Coyotes. The Battle River Knights get back to even strength. Play to the middle, scores! Just like that! And I am not trying to call this game the way you're thinking, but look at that, right in front. The goal goes in, and it's a 2-2 game as Danica, or 3-2 game now as Danica Lundy scores. Sorry, I am a little blown away at how the pattern is developing here in this one. A huge goal for the Coyotes as they respond to the Knights, and we are going back and forth. I was talking about toe-to-toe. And now suddenly it's a little back and forth as well. I am loving this. And we'll update the score here. But just like that, right? I said earlier a few moments ago, I was saying the Coyotes scored the first goal. Knights responded by scoring two. And now all of a sudden you've had the Coyotes score the next two. So interesting to note how this one's going to begin as the pattern starts to develop here. And that's the beautiful part about two good teams going at it on a Sunday morning, is they kind of develop into games like this. And that's been the treat that I've been able to bring home for you this morning. This one now picked up by Riley Zamel. She'll cut to the middle, can't get it through a couple of sticks, and it almost bled through for the Knights, but it'll be cleared out instead by the Coyotes. An icing call, and 4:56 to go here in this second period of play. It's a 3-2 score now for the 3C's Coyotes. Danica Lundy with the go-ahead goal for the Coyotes, and this will be a face-off to the right of Parker Slepp. I missed. I was trying to make sure we covered off the the whatchamacallit, the face-off there, but I missed the primary assist on the marker there for the Coyotes, as that one will now be a secondary assist though for Brandon Wianco. That's as much as I know. 4:30 fired down low into the zone behind the Knights net, as it's 4:23 to go here in the second period of play. 3-2 our score, as Parker Robertson frees up the puck for the Knights clear. And picking it up now, Kaylee Tucker. She'll carry across, and oh my goodness, that hurts right there. Kaylee Tucker gets another wide open lane to shoot that cannon, and it's offside at the Battle River Knights line. Oof, pardon me a sec. All right, face off, just outside of the line for Battle River. They win it back. Claire Moore able to push it back to the blue line, but it escapes the zone. This one chips off of, I believe that would have been Erica Zimmer because it wasn't offside. So back the other way as it's picked up and carrying ahead is Tanton as it'll go to the near side. Scores! Tanton puts it home, and the Knights respond. And it is 3-3, 3:49 remaining in this second period. And my goodness, there you go. I love the screams, the cheers on the bench. And this one is going to be an absolute beauty down the stretch, I promise you that. This has been unreal so far. And we've got the replay there as Tanton squeaks it through Slemp. And that's the thing here. That's going to be how it's going to have to go. The goaltenders are making every save. Obviously, yeah, 3 goals apiece. Maybe not every save necessarily, but you get where I'm going with that. They're making the ones they should, and it has taken some tough pucks to beat them here in through almost 2 periods of play. This one high up off the glass in the Knights zone. Played back there to Sydney Bully, who will go across to Tufton. Tufton will play it back off a stick and out of the zone. Tip down the length of the ice, and that will be an icing call. That was another one of those tight ones as both players from the Knights and Coyotes trying to skate into it in case it stops short of the line. Parker Slemp trying to direct traffic as it comes in towards her at the same time. And that with 3:12 will be a face-off to the to the left of Abby Chris. Right-hand side of the ice. On the near side, I guess you could say. As this one's going to be picked up by Brianna Anderson. Now played out by the Knights. Skating into that one there was Taylor Kern, and played ahead now by Danica Lundy. Lundy off a skate of in front Bailey Jost and couldn't get it through. Now continuing to battle are the Knights. They get it out of the zone. Paige Zimmer in support alongside Brianna Anderson. They're able to get it into the Coyotes' end. This game back tied here late in the second period. Puck played back to the point, shot fired through, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That's not exactly an easy save there for Parker Slemp, but it's one of those pucks that she's not going to allow past her in this one as both teams continue to go back and forth and toe-to-toe. As this is a marquee matchup on a Sunday morning. Let me tell you what a doozy it has been, and both teams doing their best to try and bust through to that gold medal final at 3 p.m. There is no bronze medal game, so this is do or die for both these teams, as it'll be picked up there in the Coyotes zone, and Parker Robertson able to get it out to the zone. Sorry, Presley Robertson. I saw the P and just kind of went with it, but my apologies there, as it'll be picked up by Tanton again, and she'll fire it into the Coyotes zone. 2:06 to go here in this second period. We wind down. It was 1-1 after 1. It's currently 3-3 with 2 to go. This one will be worked out by the Coyotes into the neutral zone. Now played there at the middle of the ice by Adia Dury. Is that one a good kind of just run into the puck there by Cody James and Presley Robertson. This one played there for the Knights to the near side, and it's cut off by Torrin Johnson, who will try to skate through that puck, but turned back there this time by Emma Tufton. Now work the shot, fired down low, bounced off the end boards, and forces Parker Slemp to redirect it onto the tape of Torrin Johnson. She'll skate through the middle of the ice. She's got her head up, looking to make a play as she continues to move it forward. This one shot off the stick of Riley Zamella. A bad bounce in front, and the Knights able to clear last second as that one was hanging around in the crease a few seconds longer than I think either team wanted. Coyotes obviously would have loved to bury that, and the Knights needed to clear. Buck 03 remaining here as we are inside the last minute of play in Cold Lake for the second period of this semifinal. 3-3 our score as it's tied up along the boards, bounces away free for Cody James, who fires the shot, couldn't settle the puck, and it comes to the nearest or far side boards now, back into the middle of the ice. It's picked up by Taylor Kern. She fires the shot. It continues to battle in the mid-range section of the Knights zone before it's worked back the other way across the Coyotes blue line, picked up to the backhand there as Samantha Holt had gotten it free in the middle of the ice, but the Coyotes pick up. This one now with 26 seconds to go. Tufton battling more for the puck, and she comes up with it. 19 seconds remain as the Knights find themselves in behind their own net. She'll fire it up the middle, Will Tufton. 13 seconds now remain as we wind down this second period of play. And you can kind of hear the animations from the crowd and from the benches. A little bit of, what would you say, anticipation in this period winding down, but also trying to push for that last break, last chance of the second period in what has been a 2-goal outburst for both sides. We're tied after 1. 2 seconds, the face-off to the right of Abby Chris, the shot from Shayelle Robertson, and that off the face-off will do it for this second period of play. We have an absolute dandy here in Cold Lake on a Sunday morning on Championship Sunday, live in Rink 2. This is Tyson Dolynny on the call here for Dolynny TV. My appreciation for you tuning into the live stream here this afternoon. This has been, and by every single number, by far the best live stream of the weekend. Thank you for being along for the ride. We're going to thank our great sponsors by running their ads here on this second intermission. I'm going to step aside, go grab another donut, get some food in me, and get ready for a third period that I don't think I could possibly get ready for on a Sunday morning given how this tournament's gone so far, but we're going to try. And I'm hoping you'll join me for it here in a matter of a few moments. Thank you for being along for the ride. If you don't have a chance or haven't had a chance yet this weekend, if you want to open up another tab and get going here, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's go here. I can probably send Jordan Newton that thumbnail image as it's going into the third period here. As we'll try and get this going over to, oh, nope, that's Mr. John here doing the penalty box stuff for us in Cold Lake this weekend. John volunteering to do that on a gold medal game. Absolutely fantastic that we have these kind of volunteers across the Lakeland here in our little corner of Alberta. There we go, Knights and Coyotes. There you go, Mr. Jordan. That one coming to you there, as we will get that over to Killam and Sedgwick via my little back entryway on the Facebook forums. All right, stepping aside. I tried to do it a moment ago, got distracted. It's 3-3 after 2 periods of play. We'll be right back live from Cold Lake, Rink 2. Oh, hold on, I gotta cue this up though. Definitely, please, as I've said all weekend, our presenting sponsor here, you see him on the scoreboard, is Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation. If you have not had a chance yet, take this intermission, open up another tab, and go visit radoncare.ca. Get a little education, comb through the store, and take a look at what options Radon Care has to mitigate any potential radon exposures issues you have in your home. Friends, I'll step aside now and cue up the... Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. As we get back underway here, I just want to give a quick shout out. I've had a quick message back. Brian and Leanne Zimmer in the chat, they're all mentioned here, and I've already forgot. Give me a second here. Give me a sec. Patrick, can you go get the lady wearing number 14 for me? Can you go grab the lady wearing number 14 for me? I've already forgot the names. My squirrel brain already messed that one up, but I want to make sure I get this shout out perfect. I think for those friends, I'm going to be laughing here. This is going to be a comedy moment. Give me a second to step aside. There we go. We've got it here from Leanne. Robin Lisa Zimmer walking. I believe Robin, I don't know if I've got the correct last name, but Robin Lisa watching back home in Ontario. Good morning to you, I guess. Good afternoon to you, as we've crossed into 12:39 Ontario time this afternoon, but I just want to pass along that shout out as I know you're watching back home, haven't seen you in the chat yet, but that's the difficult part. You got 96 folks watching, but it's hard to get everybody accounted for when you just see viewer numbers. That's kind of the issue. I'm seeing another gentleman here standing by. All right, so Jerry Slump here would like to pass on for the 3C's a shout out back home to everybody watching across Consort, Castor, and Coronation this afternoon. I'm believing, I think I know the relation for you here at the tournament, but I guess to ask you quickly, what have you thought of the hockey game so far?
Oh, I think it's got a lot of work to do.
There we go. I think that's a good way to sum it up.
They're even team.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to sum it up here this afternoon. Is we've got two even teams with a lot of work to do in the third period of play, friends, as we are here in Cold Lake for Rink 2 action. I'm Tyson Dolynny joining you alongside for this, well, what will be third period of action in about 6 minutes time. It warms my heart when we get everybody coming up here to the broadcast location, making sure they chat me up a little bit during the intermissions and stuff, and make sure they pass on home to everybody that they want to say hi to. And that's the best part. I know I've been doing a pretty good job making sure you're welcome to the stream, but being able to pass along that the people up here in Cold Lake are thinking of you and want to make sure they're recognizing you and watching the girls back home, that really means a lot, and obviously goes a long way to adding to the value of the broadcast. So to everybody here in Cold Lake that's come up to me and said hi and sent something back home throughout the course of the weekend, my pleasure to be able to do that for you. And of course, I'm hoping back home, hearing everybody thinking of you up here, it's really special. That's the best part about these tournaments, right? It's provincials. It's not regional. It's not districts. It's not any of that stuff. It is provincials. So from every corner of the province, teams come up to Cold Lake this weekend and make it happen. And again, I guess this would be the time in the broadcast. I've gone through thanking the volunteers, sponsors, and tournament organizers. I've gone through welcoming you to the channel enough times. We've done the shout outs. Obviously, too, we've done a whole bunch of other stuff, like maybe calling an entire hockey game through 2 periods. But this is the time in the broadcast right now. Friends, I know hockey season is pretty much over. Junior B provincials, I believe, are this weekend as well, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously, too, the AJHL just about to wrap up their season. They're into the third round of the playoffs now. The Bonnyville Pontiacs here locally just made it on. And that is why we will be able to put on the gold medal game for you this weekend. But just as it comes down the stretch here, I want to make sure you know back home, I'm not tied up. I've got lots of free time on the weekends. I've got lots of friends that love to do broadcasting, and I've got amazing crew members here that'll be free for the course of the summer. If there's anything over the next few months, over the course of the going into the next hockey season, that you'd like to bring this Dolynny TV and Cold Lake Ice TV broadcast crew out to, I'd love to talk with you and get that going. Obviously, if you know somebody that's here in the rink right now, which I'm assuming you probably do, if you could tell them to come see me, grab a business card. My email's on my business card. You can reach out there and let me know if this is something you'd be interested in, bringing a guy like me and obviously Patrick Phillips and our other behind the scenes crew members that haven't been on the mic as of yet this weekend. If you'd have any interest in bringing them out, I would love to have you do that, because this is something that, being a broadcasting graduate from Nate Radio and TV, you think I'd be trying to go on to Sportsnet or TSN. No, my passion lies right here in exactly what I'm doing this weekend. Born and raised in the Junior B hockey system here in Cold Lake, and quite honestly, that's about all I ever want to do is stuff like this, because this is where the heart of sports is, at the minor level, at the junior level, and just the passion communities have for their teams is what keeps me going in this broadcasting realm. Yes, is Dolynny TV all about the Edmonton Oilers regularly? Sure. But that's where my passion lies as a pro sports fan, is my Edmonton Oilers, and that's just kind of where I can have a creative outlet to focus on daily. All right. Shall we? head on over to that Cold Lake Ice TV stream and figure out what they're doing. A 7-1 lead now for the Lakeland Jaguars. I assume they are in the third period. So I would assume, how much time was left when you were last over there, Logan? About 15 minutes to go. So we'll see what comes from that one here in this third period. But right now, currently standing with a stranglehold in that semifinal is the Lakeland Jaguar host squad. I hear some rumbling down the tunnels by the sounds of it. The 3C's Coyotes are already on the bench. And looks like the Lakeland Jaguars have just scored the 8th goal of the game. So unless things change drastically, it is going to be moving on. The Lakeland Jaguars over there. As last time Logan checked, there was about 15 minutes left. It's been a few moments since then. So we'll see when the other side's crew comes over to visit us here midway through our third period, and they are in for an absolute treat. If you have not had a chance to tune in, if literally you just tuned in because somebody posted a link on Facebook for you, or somebody sent you the link via text message, messenger, Snapchat, whatever the heck. I mean, we are massively moving across every single piece of social media in the Killam Sedgwick Consort Castor Coronation area this morning. I am sure when you have 102 people live at once in a live stream like this, I guarantee you everybody's coming from everywhere across social media and the old phone lines and text messages this morning. But why am I saying that? Because if you're just joining us, you're coming into what has been an absolute beautifully dandy, great, phenomenal, I don't know if words can do this game justice, for a Sunday morning semifinal to go on to a 3 p.m. gold medal game. Like I said, when I say something like that, you see it bleed out right there. The passion and stuff I have for this runs deep, and this is the kind of stuff that I absolutely live for. And thank you for living it with me here on the call this afternoon. As some of you out in Ontario, we made mention of that in the intermission, but for those of you tuning in here all the way throughout the stream, we're still mid-morning, about 10:45 here in Cold Lake, as everybody will take the instructions from the crowd, as everybody making sure to shout on down, and I'm loving it. That's the beautiful part here. Yep, there we go. So 3C's was giving out the instructions from the crowd, and then all of a sudden, just as I finished up that thought and tossed a smile over the 3C's way, the Battle River side was yelling their instructions. They blast the music here for a brief moment just to kind of let everybody figure it out on the ice. And we are in for what is going to be an absolutely incredible finish to this semifinal. Like I said, the threat of extra time loomed after the first. It still looms after the second. And if the first two are any indication, in the immortal words of my buddy Mikey V, giddy up. Third period starts now as we will fire the puck down to the ice, and coming away with it is Cabri Tanton. She'll start into the Coyote zone to the far side boards. It gets tied up there. 4 players pile up and try to find that puck free. Shale Robertson able to spin it back around to the near side off the stick of Kaylee Tucker. Chopped back in by the Knights, and it'll be worked there by Taylor Kern, who bounces it off the boards into the neutral zone, and picking it up there, fired back to the other side of the ice is Sydney Bully. Shot kind of just missed everybody and goes skirting into the Coyote zone. Played out there to the high point by Taylor Kern and run back into the zone briefly by Shale Robertson. She'll cut across the blue line and get to the attack as both teams look to find that next goal. Right, this is where it's going. We don't have a scoreboard up, but if you did have a scoreboard up, Tyson, it would be 3-3 between the Coyotes and the Knights. Both teams trying to find out what comes next here for them in this third period. Riley Zamel plays it ahead to Sarai Thompson. Thompson busting wide, looking for the pass to the middle. It's behind Zamel, and the Coyotes will come away with it and try to start a rush of their own, and it was the outstretched stick of Torrin Johnson, and it'll be back into the Coyotes zone. Played around in behind the net, and now to the near side boards, picked up there for a brief second by the Knights, but worked back by Danica Lundy. Lundy battling Thompson along the boards, coming to the near side, giving chase is Samantha Holt up against Trista Greenslade in the near side corner. Sarai Thompson takes a poke at it, but Brandon Wionko is able to come up with his puck and bat it up off the boards. And here's the thing, if the Lakeland Jaguars do indeed move on to that gold medal game, that's nice and call. But if it is indeed the Lakeland Jaguars in the gold medal game, I'll tell you, I haven't called one of their games yet. So the old play-by-play is going to be a little bit of a mess, I think. I'm going to have to really study that lineup quite quickly here between games as we set up and let the crew do their magical work to get the broadcast to be exactly what it will be here in that gold medal game. But we got to finish this up first, and right off the face-off, we've seen that 2 or 3 times here in this game, a shot on Parker Slem. It was Shale Robertson, I believe, firing a shot right at the end of one of the periods earlier in this game, a dangerous chance to finish things up. That is now at the point, Emma Tufton firing the shot, Slem perfectly down, stick in the 5-hole position, and both pads in the butterfly. Makes another save and will redo the face-off to her left with just a few seconds off the clock. We're 17:55 to go. There's another face-off shot for the Battle River Knights. They're getting the sticks down quick and shooting it on net and hitting with accuracy. That one, though, picked up by the Coyotes, and they're looking for that breakout pass. It'll come to the near side for Cody James. She'll spin at the blue line and able to get it out. A good puck protection there to get that puck out. And the Knights, though, turn it over and get it back the other way. Tufton speeding down the wing with a little bit of steam. And now drives it all the way to the net. It goes just wide. It's fired to the far side. Presley Robertson with the puck. She'll look to skate this one out. She's moving. And she's all of a sudden grooving there and able to dump it into the far side corner. Looked like she was going to try and bust free for a moment and then decided to go off for a line change and just dump it in. This one battling down as Lundy doesn't come out of the corner with the puck. The Knights were able to separate it there, and now back to the far side. James fires it down to Claire Moore. She'll come down to Danica Lundy, who will work out from behind the net. She drives to the front of the net, it ties up, and I think Lundy's outstretched arm prevents a shot there from Cody James, and the Knights able to regroup the puck. It kind of skirts past everybody. Brianna Anderson sees it go past her, and that will be an icing call against the Knights. 16:45 to go in this third period, toe-to-toe, back and forth, not giving an inch, whatever you want to use to describe this hockey game. It's been a dandy, and we will see what comes of it here in this third period of play. Kaylee Tucker tries to fire a wrist shot. I've made mention of it all broadcast long, and it's really awesome to see when a player's got an absolute super strength out there. That's an oddity for her. She's been throwing absolute missiles with the slap shot on net and scoring goals all tournament long, as this one's going to be worked back there by the Knights. Loading up is Erica Zimmer. She'll get it out of the zone. It's tipped ahead, and just the tip didn't work, and then a little bit of contact there as two players kind of were trying to get back into position. I think Claire Moore going off for a line change kind of clipped into Cabri Tanton, who was also just kind of skating right into the middle there, and that puck ended up an icing call. As it had gone back into the Knights zone, they went to make it down the ice and fired it all the way length of the ice for the call. 16:04 to go here in this third period, 3-3 the game. And friends, welcome in to Dolynny TV. It looks like Mr. Jordan Newton has just fired up that broadcast post, so we should have some more friends joining us across the East Central Alberta area, as this will be a good time to be joined. In 3-3 with just over 15 remaining in the hockey game, exactly a quarter of the game remaining, and both teams still tied. These are two good teams going at it, as Jerry Slem said in the intermission. And like I said, I joked, I'm pretty sure I know the relation there, but Sarai Thompson will pick up this puck in the neutral ice for Battle River. Then it's chopped off her stick by Cody James, who carries forward. A nice stick there for Riley Zimmel, who is able to get that knocked off, and the Battle River Knights continue to be able to play the puck in their own zone. Zimmel's got a breakaway pass to Thompson. Thompson, who's just kind of been able to be quiet out there at several times and find the breakaway pass reception, unable to receive that one this time in a battle to the side of the net. Slem jumps on it. That one came off of the side there and bounced in front, and Slemp wasted no time getting down on the puck and making the stop. And this, friends, I think we better advertise this one last time here on Dolynny TV. This will be the last time you probably see this graphic. If you haven't had a chance, definitely check out the raffle, the 50-50 for this tournament. That's the link to it right now, and we'll see if Patrick can frame it up. He is doing a beautiful job for that to keep the 50-50 ad up there for as long as humanly possible here in this game this afternoon. Picked up at the blue line for the Knights as they break in. Zimmer fire scores! Paige Zimmer from a slot shot breaks the deadlock, and it's 4-3. And there are, as Paige Zimmer throws up the hand to acknowledge the crowd, and that is a huge goal for the Battle River Knights. And the best part about this, friends, they've taken a 4-3 lead with 14:42 to go. We are far from done here in Rink 2 in Cold Lake. The best is still yet to come. That much I am convinced of at this point. Shale Robertson off the opening face-off at center ice, following the goal, able to get it back, and as Cody James fires it just off the pipe on the side of the net. 14 and a half minutes remain in the third period. The Coyotes in need of a response, and we'll see if they can get it. That's another 2 goals in a row for the Knights as they will fire it to the blue line and get it out of the zone. The Coyotes will have to chase this one back into their own end, loading up and absolutely wheeling and dealing through the neutral zone is Torrin Johnson, who directs it on net. A backhand opportunity for Lundy goes just past, and this one will be worked back into the Coyotes' end. 13:59 to go. We were getting a little bit, out of sync there. It had been great action, and obviously the goals were coming pretty fast there in that second period, and now played back to the middle of the ice. Trista Greenslade can't skate it there. Kaylee Tucker will pick it up. Tucker playing it along the boards, and now Sarai Thompson coming free to the middle. Here's Riley Zimmel to the backhand, denied by Slim. A big save, down 1 for the Coyotes, and they'll work it back into the Knights zone. 13:30 to go here in this third period. The shot coming from, Zimmel will pass that off as Thompson kicks it into the corner. Taylor Kern battling there for the 3C's Coyotes as this one goes around, and Shelby Unger will work this one out. She'll get it back into the neutral zone. Brandon Wianco trying to play this one through. Wianco will get it punched up the middle to Chris, and Wianco just goes right over top of Chris, and thankfully everybody good on that play, and a stoppage in play because of the cover. But that was a lot of steam going down the ice, and Wianco takes the spill and looks no worse for wear heading to the bench. A little shook up, but thankfully nothing major. And that was a scary little collision there as Wianco's feet ended up smashing into Chris and going down. But we will have, with 13 minutes to go in this third period, a 1-goal lead for the Battle River Knights. This one worked back. Now picked up there by the Coyotes, fired back into the Knights' end. And like I was saying, the nerves were setting in there in that first period. Well, how about this now? I'm got the shaky legs going on here. The nerves of this one getting to me as Kaylee Tucker winds up the slap shot, shoots, glove save, Abby Chris, and she gives it a little bit of a tap with the glove there following that catch, as that, she acknowledges, was a big stop to keep it 4-3. 12:31 to go here in this third period of play. And this is absolutely fantastic. We've got pretty much the entire railing up here on the concourse in Rink 2 covered with fans in the stands. Myself, I'm up against it too. Another glove save for Abby Chris. The face-off once again will be to, this time actually, her left-hand side. Everybody moves on over. 12:25 to go in this third period of play. Lundy will win it back for the Coyotes. Tied up by Tanton, and she's able to free it away. This one to the near side boards now, as this one will battle along for both teams, and Trista Greenslade guides one down deep into the zone. Picking it up is Erica Zimmer. This will be spun around. Torrin Johnson fires around the boards and comes to the near side. Danica Lundy to the near side for the Coyotes, trying to pick up this puck. It's punched ahead by the support of Presley Robertson and Brandon Wianco. The Knights, though, with the puck looking to get out. as that'll be a tie up there as Brennan Wionko forces the Knights back into their own zone a little bit deeper. Knights will again try to get this one out. It bounces up off of a couple of players, and it continues to tie up along that far side point. Shots fired down. Wherewithal from Abby Chris, and another great wherewithal from the defender right there to put it back in Chris's glove and hold up this play. It's a 4-3 lead for the Battle River Knights. But let me tell you, it still feels like a tied game, and that's the beauty of this one, is we are far from done with 11.5 to go. The shot fired off the face-off goes in behind the net. The Knights are able to transition this one out. That'll be picked up there and moved ahead. Now steaming through is Riley Zamel. Fires the shot off the stick of Kern, not allowing it to fully get through. Now the Knights will establish control in the zone, but Zamel still with this puck. She's working through, couldn't get it going. And back the other way it comes. This pass will come to Samantha Holt on the near hand side, and that'll be picked up this time by Danica Lundy. Lundy will carry into the zone against the Knights. The shot from James, the glove save, Chris. And you're seeing that. She is snapping that leather here in this third period and making save after save on the glove hand side over the past 3-4 minutes. We'll have a stoppage in play and a face-off to her glove hand side here in the Knights zone. 10:53 to go in this third period. You know, normally I'd be excited to get to the gold medal game. I am just excited for the conclusion of this game because it is going to be fantastic. The shot fired off the ankles once, twice over there for the Knights as it'll be worked to the near side boards out of the zone. The Knights, that was Alyssa Zimmer there tying up the shots a couple times over. And now battling along the near side boards. It comes out into the middle of the ice near the face-off dot at center ice as players are just kind of scrambling around here. And this is where you really get tested. The last 10 minutes of the third period, whether you're up one or down one. Brandon Wionko onto the puck. She's tied up by three Knights and unable to get the puck through. She'll fire it to the middle of the ice. And that one again cut off by Paige Zimmer as it goes in behind the net. Tufton will direct it along, and that one will get out and down the ice a little bit into the Coyotes zone for a brief moment before they play a great D-to-D pass over to Torrin Johnson, who's loading up. She's looking to try and get in on the attack. She's driving to the middle. A good redirection there out of the danger area by the Knights blue line, and it looks like we've got an issue for one of the Knights players. Standing near the bench is, I'm not sure who that was, but kind of clutching up on her wrist area by the looks of it. 9:44 to go here in this third period. The Knights now see a face off to the right hand, catching side for Abby Chris. Brumwell will fire this one ahead, and here come the Knights the other way. Here is Cabri Tanton down the wing, firing the shot. It's steered towards, and Parker Slemp waited, hesitated, made sure that puck was going to get there at the right time, puts the glove down, stops the play dead. 9:30 remaining here in this third period. Danica Lundy will draw into the face-off against Cabri Tanton. This one on the right-hand side. Again, the catching side's getting a lot of face-offs as this one's tipped on down into the middle of the ice. A shot from the opposing number 4, this time the Knights number 4, Adia Dury, right? Trista Greenslade's already scored on a similar shot, but Adia Dury tries to do the same thing, and it'll go all the way back into the Knights' end. Inside the last 10 minutes to play here in Cold Lake this afternoon, as Shale Robertson will pick it up, and she's going to bust through one check, be able to almost get it back. No, a boot kick save there to keep it in by Brandon Wionko around to the near side boards. Shelby Unger is going to try and lean into that puck to keep it in, can't do it. It'll go down the length of the ice for Kaylee Tucker to pick it up. She's got Taylor Kern out there on the defense with her. Shale Robertson skating in, waiting to load up as she'll allow Kaylee Tucker to lead out. It's been a feature for this 3C's Coyote team all weekend, is allowing Kaylee Tucker to transport that puck up the ice and get open for the shot. 8:28 to go here in this third period as the battle. I mean, there are 4 players engaged in battle down below the goal line, and it's still not out from below the goal line. However, it was briefly, and now the Knights will play it ahead. Tipped up off the stick and coming back the other way is Riley Zamel. She's got a chance to find some open ice, finds it, but can't get it all the way over to Samantha Holt. Is loading up as Emma Tufton at the blue line. Picked up by Sarai Thompson. Shoots! The save by Slimp! Oh my goodness. That is a massive one. Down one. Slump faces a grade A opportunity in the slot with 7:58 to go. Makes no mistake with the glove. And the Coyotes will take a face-off to her left as they look for the tying goal here. This has been an absolute dandy the whole way through. And like I said, it might be a one-goal lead for the Knights, but it still feels like it's tied up. And that's just kind of the next goal is that important. This one, Brennan Wionko to the near side boards. She will carry through the neutral, flip it into the Knights' end. What a treat this has been on a Sunday morning. Kind of nice to sleep in an extra hour this morning. My alarm went off at 6:20 instead of 5:20 this morning. That was really good. Really grateful for that. How about this? Torrin Johnson, as I tried to take a drink of water, loaded up an absolute rocket of an opportunity. Couldn't get it on net, though, and now the Knights are forced to try and get it out. Cody James plays it to the middle. It's chopped up into the air, and here's Torrin Johnson once again with the puck. She's got it over to Trista Greenslade, who will fire the shot. The save made by Abby Chris on the long-range shot with 7:07 to go here in this third period of play. Like I said, we got to try and have something left in the tank for that gold medal game. But this might be one of those instances you empty the tank here for a game like this and you go out there and refuel for the next few hours and get it going all the way back for that gold medal game. The Knights battling here along the boards will get it down low in behind their own net. Coyotes whacking away at the puck a couple of times, couldn't get it steered towards Abby Chris. Now this one will be played and picked up by Cody James as she'll load and get into the offensive zone. The 3C's Coyotes pressuring here, obviously, for the tying goal. The Knights trying to find that next one and make it a 2-goal margin. This is one of those games, and I think all weekend long you've kind of heard my commentary style. I don't want either team to lose. If everybody could just score a bunch of goals and nobody loses, everybody wins, that would be fantastic, because this has been some great hockey all weekend long. Kaylee Tucker, the shot, the save by Chris. And that one opened up for Kaylee Tucker, and as soon as she has that room, she fired the shot. And that was a good looking opportunity to try and make it 4-4 with 6:20 to go. It will remain 4-3. And you know what? I don't think I did enough justice to that save, because all the teammates coming over to pat Abby Chris for that big save here late in this third period. The Coyotes will play it down at the boards, and now Shale Robertson loads up. Robertson cutting to the backhand, fires it off of the blocker of Chris down against the side of the net to the far point, and Taylor Kern will keep it in. And you can really feel the Coyotes are starting to load up to truly try and tie up this hockey game. Coyotes will fire this one in, and it'll go down into the near side, or far side board, sorry. I'm just trying to sit here and figure out what Logan's looking at. I think he's trying to he's trying to read the chat, make sure we're not missing anything here as our friends from next door have joined us. It's a 4-3 game here late in this one. 5:40 to go in the third period of play. Torrin Johnson fires the shot. It's blocked in front, and this one will be picked up there by Alyssa Zimmer, who will fire this length of the ice right down onto Parker Slemp, who again just makes that perfect paddle direction away from the net. And this one now for the Coyotes as they try to wheel and deal out of their own zone to the far side. Presley Robertson can't get there. Paige Zimmer fires it back in the skates of Trista Greenslade, and it comes up to the near side to Cody James. James will work this one ahead and get down into the ice where she can score a goal. 5 minutes to go here in this third period to play. The 4-3 lead for the Battle River Knights as they will lead it out and get it into the neutral. Trista Greenslade once again picks up this puck. She'll come to the near side for Cody James, and James will try and work this puck ahead. Brianna Anderson backhands it into the Coyote zone, and time now winding down as we get towards a big conclusion in this hockey game, led ahead by Torrin Johnson as she will look to cut to the net, to the forehand, the shot, the save from Chris. And we will have a little scrum in the net, as that is the Battle River Knights wanting to make sure Abby Chris can cover up that puck clean. And 4:25 to go. Then the Coyotes go hard to the net but are unable to solve Abby Chris here late in this third period of play. It was a 9-1 final for Cold Lake over top of St. Albert, so Lakeland, Cold Lake, it's kind of confusing how this all works because the tournament's being played here in Cold Lake, but it's one of those situations this weekend. Now we will find out that we've already got a team in the gold medal game, that being the Lakeland Jaguars, as it's fired around the boards, the length of the ice into the Coyotes zone. Was not enough for icing, and it's picked up by Trista Greenslade. So whoever wins this one here down the stretch, it's a 4-3 game currently for the Knights, but as you've seen this game so far, it's changed substantially a couple of times over the course of 56 plus minutes. The puck fired to the near side boards high point. Brandon Wionko is able to get it down low to Claire Moore. The Coyotes in full court press mode now to try and get that tying goal. Kaylee Tucker will see it at the blue line. She'll chip it off the boards, and just enough of a contact between her and I believe Brumwell that just kind of prevented her from making the play she was looking to do there at the high point. The Knights chop this one into the middle of the ice. They can't get it going. Brandon Wionko will fire it out for the Coyotes, and trying to load up is Cody James. As here's the other problem, the fatigue factor for both teams late in this game. It's been phenomenal. It's been grade A hockey all the way through 57 minutes, and Danica Lundy doesn't look like she's got any fatigue factor. She loads up through the middle. It's chopped off her stick. Safely out by the Battle River Knights. This one worked back into the neutral zone, and it's going to be picked up by Kaylin Brumwell, who will fire it back into the Coyotes zone. We're winding down inside the last 3 minutes of this hockey game now as it's loaded up by Kaylee Tucker. This is the time, and unfortunately, like I'm talking about emptying the tank, this is the time where it is going to be time to empty the tank for the Coyotes to try and tie this hockey game. I believe for the first time all weekend, I might see a goaltender get pulled here on rink 2 as we wind down inside the last few moments of this hockey game. Taylor Kearns with the puck. The team's trying to figure out their next move on the ice. This becomes a chess match as both teams can't afford to give up the next goal. For the Coyotes, likely with little time on the board, it would mean they won't be advancing. If the Knights give up the next goal, we're tied 4-4. That's what the last 2 minutes are set to decide here on Rink 2 in Cold Lake, live on Dolynny TV. $1:56 to go here in the third period of play. I should take a breath. This one's going to be worked, shot fired towards the net. And now Brandon Wionko in the Coyote zone trying to come up with this puck. Shale Robertson to the far side, can't get it to Claire Moore cleanly. And now the Coyotes will bounce it off the boards again, but nobody's home at the far blue line where it's picked up there by Adia Dury. Fired in by her, and it will be an icing call against the Knights. And this is, at this juncture of the hockey game, the biggest face-off we have had yet. Up and down, well, that's all right. A little Morgan Wallen on the speakers here late in this one. Don't mind me, get me fired up going here. $1:30 to go as the face-off will be won back by the Knights, worked up to the near side point, and Holt will try to work this one out. It's chopped off her stick, and Claire Moore will work this one out into the middle. Shot fired out by the Knights, and we've got 1:10 remaining as it clears down into the Coyotes zone. This would be, the famous line from Jack Michaels, but we're going to take this one home here on Dolynny TV in true fashion as this one comes down to the wire with 1 minute remaining here in this third period of play. The Knights content to get this one through the neutral zone and onto a stick of a Coyote as it comes back the other way, picked up by Torrin Johnson. They're offside at the Knights blue line. This is going to be one heck of a conclusion. There's still 47 long seconds. These 47 seconds, these young ladies on the ice here in Cold Lake are going to feel like 47 minutes. As you see this face off as they try to toss it around a little bit, they are drawing players to the bench, and looks like a couple of things being talked over with the Battle River bench and the with the 3C's Coyotes players, and we're just looking to see what the referee's determining here, as I'm not sure what's fully happening here down on ice level. Of course, they got the music playing, you can't hear nothing, and the instructions, you wouldn't hear them anyway. As two players jump over the boards, that's Torrin Johnson and Kaylee Tucker. As the things have lined up here quite substantially. Claire Moore leads in off the face-off win. Extra attacker is on for the Coyotes, and now cut out into the middle of the ice, breaking free for the shot. Bromwell fire, scores! 30 seconds remain in the game, and it's 5-3 for the Battle River Knights as Kaylin Bromwell broke free on the empty net opportunity and was able to chip it in to give the Knights a 2-goal lead with 30 seconds remaining. And there is some elation at the bench, that is for sure. That was the largest cheer of the game from the Battle River bench. And we got 29 seconds remaining here to go in this third period. I'd expect we still see something quite special here from the Coyotes, as they are not going to go away quietly, as right off the face-off, Shale Robertson tried to push that puck ahead, lost it because of it, but now a battle here for the puck comes free to the Battle River Knights on their side of center ice. This one worked now by Torrin Johnson. She's going to go down and work in her own zone with 15 seconds to go, as this has been a dandy of a hockey game, and it will be chopped out to center ice here one last time. Bounce hops over top of Shelby Unger, and with 1 second remaining, the buzzer will hit, and the Battle River Knights will head on to the gold medal game to face the Lakeland Jaguars in what was an absolute dandy of a hockey game here on Rink 2 to conclude proceedings for the weekend on this sheet of ice. I'm Tyson Dolynny. This is Dolynny TV. It's a 5-3 final for the Battle River Knights as they come through here in this third period with a goal, get the empty netter, and walk home to a 5-3 victory to stay here in Cold Lake for a little while longer. It's a 3 p.m. puck drop for the gold medal game. And this is something that we haven't seen very much throughout this tournament. They are going to take the gloves off and truly shake hands here in this one, as that was about as beautiful of a semi-final game as you can have. The Pool B 1 and 2s go toe-to-toe and take home what was probably my favorite game so far this weekend. Obviously, games get more fun as the tournament goes on, but that was an absolutely fantastic. And as you hear there, our presenting sponsor for the broadcast this weekend, Radon Care, gets the shout out on the big speakers. We'll have the MVPs and the Heart and Hustle here in a matter of moments. Friends, thanks for being aboard. That was fantastic, as Kaya is tuning in from Buck Lake here in this live stream. And Susan, thank you for the kind words. Kaya, thank you as well. I really appreciate everything. And this will be the end of the tournament for the 3C's Coyotes. And that is the Battle River crowd cheering for them. And this will be the MVPs and Heart and Hustles for this game, as that was what a phenomenal hockey game it was between these two teams. A quiet moment here in the rink, and I think after everything we've just gone through, not too much minded by anyone, as we have a few seconds to relax, sit back, and wait. Don't mind me, the dead silence of a rink sometimes. I've talked about it all weekend, how it kind of throws me for a loop, but the dead silence of a rink sometimes not a bad thing at all. Try and bring down the voice a little bit here and allow everyone a quiet moment to think after what was 60 intense minutes of hockey here in this semifinal that sees the Battle River Knights punch their ticket to the gold medal hockey game at 3 p.m.
Player for Battle River.
The MVP for Battle River
5, Paige Zimmer.
goes to Paige Zimmer. Duly so. You know that for sure. And Brian, I've been told it's you watching back home here on the live stream from Battle River. Yes, I will be on the call for the gold medal final. do not
The
fret.
Heart and
It's
Hustle
just where
for
the
Battle River
game will be
goes to
streamed is what
number
we're trying to
36,
determine, and I think based on what we've seen in this
Casey
post
Henry.
game, it's pretty important. And Cabri Trenton will take home the Heart and Hustle in this semifinal. Both Zimmer and Tanton figuring and factoring pretty heavy into what was a 5-3 final for the Battle River Knights. And now for the
The
3C's
most valuable player
Coyotes, the
for
most
the
valuable
3C's
player
goes to number 20,
goes to number 20,
Danica
Danica Lundy.
Lundy.
And she had what was a fantastic tournament. You know what? Here's the thing. I can say she had a fantastic tournament. The entire 3C's roster had a fantastic tournament. I mentioned it early on in the broadcast. They have a pretty short bench by the looks of it, and just kind of based on how the two lineups are working out, and whether you take one or two players away versus the other team, that is pretty hard. And Cody James, number 7, wins the Heart and Hustle here. But for the 3C's Coyotes, every single player a fantastic effort, and I wish them nothing but the best as they regroup going into what will be their off season. And of course for the graduating players, I said this last year, if you're watching back on this live stream and watching how your game went as the season comes to an end and your minor hockey career comes to an end, thank you for allowing me to be a part of it, and thank you for absolutely giving the best you possibly could out here in Cold Lake this weekend. I wish you nothing but the best moving forward, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you somewhere along down the road. Friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here live from Cold Lake, Alberta on Rink 2. This concludes proceedings on this rink for the weekend. Budsy and the rest of the crew are standing over me saying, finish this up and let's go get next door and set up for what's going to be an amazing gold medal final. It's the Lakeland Jaguars versus the Battle River Knights. I never even updated the final score. My apologies there. Just noticing that now. The empty net finish for the Knights, 5-3.